Hi. I heard the rumor. Wait, hold on. I heard a rumor that I won this Binding of Isaac run. That's a little it's an Umbrella Academy reference. Ooh, I kind of like Rotten Tomato. I also like the torn photo. If I'm gonna be able to get them both, I could not possibly say. I couldn't tell you. I would wager no. I think we can get one of them. I'll say this much. Tropicamide? Bad item on the first floor. Not what I want to see. I'm looking for some damage or something, really, but that's not what we've got here. But, you know, we can't always operate in the ideals. Anyway, what I was gonna say is that I have heard the rumor getting around that I left the worst till last for Greedia. It's a rumor being spread. It started with, and it's being spread by me. Oh no, my boys, my boys! I lost both of them? How did the second one die? He was in the rock! I need you to go back. I need you to rewind and figure out how that guy died, because I couldn't possibly tell you. How did he die? That's crazy. I was talking to some friends about this recently in light of the storm. Maybe I already talked about this in an Isaac video, I don't know. The idea of someone who like dies in a very ridiculous way that they brought upon themselves. In regards to the storm that recently happened, some friends of mine were like, "Oh man, let's go out into the storm and like check it out." And we were like, "This is like, you know, 90-mile-an-hour winds. This is like red alert. You might just die." And they were like, "Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's the morbid curiosity. You got to find out." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I kind of get that, but also like, really? Like this? You got to find this out?" And so, you know, luckily the wind wasn't that bad. Otherwise, they might have just kind of vanished. The dog tooth, unfortunately, doesn't do a whole lot for me. At least I get some damage, I suppose. Oh my god. So the point of this is that I found it very funny, the idea of sort of being at someone, not their funeral, someone's funeral. I didn't find the idea of being at their funeral funny. I don't find the idea of being at a funeral funny. But the idea of being at a funeral where you're like, "Oh my god, that's so sad. I'm so sorry for your loss. How did it happen?" And they're like, "Oh, you remember that terrible, terrible storm?" And they're like, "Oh my god, what? No way. What, did their house blow down or something?" And then the person is like, "No, they went out into it." And you're like, "What do you mean they went out into it?" And they're like, "They went out into the storm. They were like, I want to see what it's like." And my sympathy would be not like, I wouldn't lose my sympathy, but it would be brought into question. I'd have some questions for myself, morally and like ethically and emotionally. How do I feel about mourning the loss of some, like, not because I think like, oh, they, you know, not like, oh, well, they got what was coming to them, or like this idiot didn't deserve to live, but like, you did go out into, like, a red alert storm of, like, 90-mile-an-hour winds. Like, you know. Like, I have no further comment than that. And, like, I don't necessarily think it says any... I don't know what it says about the person. I'm not saying that it says anything about the person. All I'm saying is... they did do that. You know? Like, I have to consider that. That is the reason that it happened. Ow. I mean, I didn't take damage, but I did lose my son, which is it's more of an emotional pain. Oh, no? I didn't lose my son, I lost my wisp. I just realized what that sounded like. Oh, yeah, we're Bethany, so we only get angel deals. This sucks. Don't tell anyone you saw this. Don't tell anybody you saw this. Hi guys, welcome to the Binding of Isaac. I've heard rumors going around that I have saved the worst character for last as far as Greedia goes. That may be true. Because I'll be honest, like, I'm struggling. This is only a second run. Wink, wink. And unfortunately, well, I could do this. I could do that. This is something I hadn't considered before now. This is something, I guess. I'll take you. Oh, I didn't want to do that. And this all works for me pretty nicely. I just, like, it's a tough pill to swallow, man. Oh, no. It's a tough pill to swallow, like, talking and joking about things like death. But, like, I think that it's one of those areas in which, like, you gotta laugh or you'll cry. You know what I mean? And I know that, like, it's tricky because I think that people sometimes operate under the idea that there are, like, absolute things that you can and can't joke about for the sake of others. And I think a lot of the time that is, like, there are, like, good reasons for why that might be the case. There are things that are, like, you know, incredibly morbid and tragic that affect the lives of people who don't deserve it. Death is one of those things, but it is a part of life that we all experience and is therefore like an equal ground, right? And so I think that that makes it ripe ground for like some good jokes. It's something that affects everybody. That's not like exclusionary. You're not laughing down on a particular person. Like, it's gonna get us all. I think death is like a ripe comedic landscape. Oh, my son. But you do have to be mindful of the fact that it affects some people more imminently than others. You know? When at the time of making a joke, this is unfortunate, I don't really like these guys. At the time of, oh, anything could have happened at the time, well, anything could have happened at the time of making a joke. And you got to be mindful of that. And I think that likewise, some people maybe need to be mindful. This isn't aimed at anyone. It's not about anything, by the way. This is just like where my head has gone from. I'm like making up a guy, more or less. Like, it's just another make up a guy exercise. It's one of my favorites. Like, I think it's just important to bear in mind that some people need to joke about it and some people don't. You know? Then maybe this is somewhat coming from the Dark Tourist documentary, in which they go to, they visit Japan to, like, some nuclear hotspots from, when they had all of their natural disasters that led to reactor meltdowns. And they're sort of laughing about it and taking it quite lightly. And then one woman says, well, you know, I actually think it's quite serious. I don't think it's something to joke about. And I think that, like, it's tricky because I don't really know how to... I never know how to mediate things like that. Because one person needs it to not be joked about. And the other person may well need it to be joked about. I think sometimes I fall into the camp. In fact, sometimes I fall into the camp of needing it to be joked about. This is nice. This is also nice. That's also nice. If we get some money here, I would love that. Yes. Some people need it to be joked about, and that's okay, I think. I sometimes am one of those people that, like, something just feels terrible, and I just, like, a lot of the time, not for somebody else to joke about it, I need to be the one to make the joke. I feel like I do struggle to separate, as many people do, which is kind of a big part of what I'm talking about here, when somebody is being sort of spiteful and, you know, trying to kind of almost help me see the lighter side of something, which is totally valid, I think. I just get a bit caught up in it, as a lot of people do. And I think that it's a skill, and one that people should try to hone. I know it's not an easy one to hone, it's a bit abstract, but it's a skill to be able to just let yourself be the laughingstock a little bit. Laughingstock is maybe not right, but, like, to let, you know, let other people help you see the lighter side of your situation. You know? And that's tricky, because as with a lot of sort of social things, there is a lot of nuance to it per person. You know, we all have very different experiences with fundamental similarities. Death being a fundamental similarity. And the way in which that might manifest being one of those nuances, one of those differences. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is everyone just, like, chill out. I'm hitting my my old age pill. I just want everyone to get along. Nervous? I'm fine. You know? And I think it's doable. I think it's achievable. Kind of like comedic equality. There are some, like, things that we need to identify. I've been told about punching up, punching down. I've been told about striking the balance between, like, shock and relatability. There are a lot of different, like, alleged rules for good comedy. I don't know which sort of comedic ideology I subscribe to. I'm just sort of like does it make my brain go hee 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 hee? If yes, then funny. This is kind of good so far, I'll be honest. I'm feeling, like, fairly strong. That's the thing about Bethany that's kind of sick, maybe, is that we do get to hit those angel deals early. And as a result, more regularly. Let's go down. I'm going to drink some water. I've been talking for a while. In case you can't tell, it's now later in the day. I'm a little more awake. This is pretty good for us, I'll be honest with you. That would also be kind of nice. But we'll see. I mean, 4.5 volt. I don't think I care about you, per se. And we'll wait on you. You know what? I'm gonna just take it, I think, actually. Turns all non-boss enemies into poop, instantly kills poop enemies and bosses, extinguishes fireplaces and fills the room with water, turns lava-filled pits into walkable ground, spawns an extra wisp per pooped enemy. Oh no. Okay, we get loads of wisps now. And then if we get the other battery that activates it twice, that's kind of sick, huh? Unless it doesn't stack like that. It might not stack like that, now that I think about it. Ow! Look at these little poop wisps that we have. That's kind of fun. Also, yeah, hang on, I just realized. Probably pretty good for our money acquisition. Just turning all these enemies into poop. Oh, and then we fuel it with damage. This build is going off all of a sudden. I've just turned this from, like, a 2 out of 10 run to an 8 out of 10 run. In, like, a second. That's kind of exciting, don't you agree? Look at all this damage, dude. This is kind of sick. Whoa. What was I saying? Oh yeah, in case you can't tell, I've woken up a little bit by now. It's the afternoon. The last video, the last episode was recorded this morning. It is now 5 p.m. This is what, you know, for me, this is like, you know, midday. This is when I'm really hitting my stride. Let's just keep going. And I'm feeling pretty good as a result, man. I feel like I can get some good monologuing done. I'm holding out on the Elden Ring as long as I can, as you know. But, listen. If you've lost a loved one, it's gonna be alright, man. It's a strange thing. Maybe this is like TMI, especially for like an Isaac episode when only 3 people watch them. Wah! I'm honestly gonna take Crown of Light, I think. But, you know, it's not like... I'm not gonna bother with any of this, actually. I've reconsidered. But you know, it doesn't play super heavily on my mind. It doesn't get me down or anything. You know, it's just a thing that has happened, which like I'm interested by, because I think the reason it's so simple for me is because it happened when I was quite young. I'll get to it eventually, trust me. So as an adult, I have quite a lot of distance from this story. But I do find it curious because I don't really know how this kind of thing will impact me in the future. But when I was around sort of 18, my grandmother died. And I'm now 24. Coming you know, going on 20 I'm 24 going on 40, am I right, guys? I'm turning 25 this year. Thank you. When I was growing up, to the best of my memory, I was quite close to my grandma. And then just as I got older, we kind of, you know, didn't see each other as much because I was a teenager and I had, you know, teenager things to do, like having my quarter-life crisis 10 years early. Which, by the way, is why I'm quite chill about the 25 thing. It still plays on my mind. I'm a little bit like, God damn, that's like a big number, but nowhere near to the degree that, you know, I thought, damn, 25 is a big number when I was 15, you know? I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna be 25 in 10 years. That's fucked up. Anyone else or just me? This feels like in my head it's relatable, but maybe it's not. I don't know. But so, you know, she died when I was about 18. And I went to the funeral and I just kind of, I felt strange. It didn't feel sad. It was just like, oh. You know, it's just like, one of those situations where you always can just assume that at some point you'll see them again. And then one day you don't. And it's very weird. It's a very weird feeling. But, you know, life goes on and you retain the positive memories that you have. You retain the negative memories that you have, and sometimes you're like, yeah, well, at least I don't have to put up with that anymore. But, like, in a lighthearted way, it's like the family thing. I guess. Whoa. I've lost, like, all of my 37 wisps that I had 5 seconds ago. This build is kind of sick. I'm kind of loving it right now. We have a lot of money. I'm in a very, very good place. I'm in my prime. I'm in my element. I'm talking about people dying. I'm monologuing like a pro about death. I'm playing Isaac pretty well. Thank you. We go down. Forget this room. Like, I don't want to hold on to all my money because Lord knows I'm gonna, like, walk in there with 200 coins and the machine's gonna jam on, like, the third one. But it would be kind of sick to be able to donate, like, enough coins to be done with Greedia this run. Yeah. I'll take a little more damage, I guess. I kind of hate this item. You again! I guess we got you last run. I thought we got you this run. I keep forgetting that I want to flush everything so that I can, uh-oh. Turn them into poops for money. Ooh. Oh. Hold on. Oh, we want this for sure. Okay, sorry, I lost track of my monologue for a bit. I kind of got a bit... I wasn't even lost in thought. I was just... I was enjoying the game. I was just having a really good time. What was that? Let's be done with that subject for your sake, more than mine. If you're still here and you're enjoying this, thank you very much. If you're enjoying this as like a topic, like some heavier content... Like, I love talking about this stuff. I find it really interesting, like, sort of ethics and philosophy kind of shtick. It's a lot of fun to kind of think about life. It's always been a big interest of mine, just kind of, you know, general life psychology and trying to convince myself to see a light side to things. As a teenager, it was all about seeing, like, the dreary, depressing side of things, because I wanted to be, like, the wokest guy in the room. But, now I'm just a lot more like, hey, maybe being happy ain't so bad. I gotta figure out how to do it, because I've, like, thought myself into a bit of a hole over here. But, like, I'm on my way there, man. I'll tell you what, a big step was sucking it up and making some cringe YouTube videos. That's my jam. Oh, look. Not happy about it, though. Like... No. Because here's the thing. We can rack up charges on our... So Bloody Lust, I don't care about. It's too much health for what we get out of it at this point. The Book of Belial does not even come close to the flush item. I'm so glad I took the flush. Sorry, some water there. I've also realized, and I'm very sorry about this, every time I drink water in an episode, you can probably hear it. Like, you can almost certainly just hear me glugging away. Just because, my mic picks it up really, really well for some reason. I don't know why it does. I wish it didn't, but here we are. Whoa. But, what was I saying? I've completely lost track of where my head was at. Ah! Sorry, I'm having just an absolute riot with this run. This is like one of the more out there runs that I've had in a while. They've all been pretty straightforward on account of greed. It's nice to have something with a little more variance to it. I've honest to God totally forgotten what I was saying. I'm like completely lost. Who are you? What are you doing in my house? Oh no. 2 of them? You gave me 2 of them? I might have to hit the button here. I really don't want to, but we might. Oh, this is kind of bad. Don't throw. Don't throw, man. I'm not throwing. I swear to you. I thought I flushed all the non-poop enemies. Woo! Wait, we killed him? How did we do that? How did they all die? What happened? Okay, that went like about as well as it possibly could have gone. Hello. I'm not gonna touch you. Send it. I don't think this is... Oh, it will affect them. Huge! I thought those were super greeds. Or whatever they're called. Ooh, thank you. Oh, I can't have black hearts. I'm stupid. Oopsie. Okay. I mean, maybe we'll look for like an HP upgrade somewhere. That's not what that is. It's a very expensive HP upgrade. That's all I'm buying. I'm sorry. If we get a loss because of me, that's fair. And by that's fair, I mean, like, that's fair if you're angry at me. Ah! We shouldn't do, though. This should be pretty winnable. Pretty schwinnable. Look at that damage. Pretty nice, huh? So I think a big part of this fight is going to be letting him spawn the keys. And then just, like, pooping every enemy that comes out of them. Just let him do his thing. Keys? You love to see it? For a change? You absolutely love to see it. This, like, whatever. We do enough damage. More keys, more money, more money. I love it. I love it. We're just gonna farm up as much money as we can here, I think. We're gonna live in a palace made of gold. This is perfect. They can't even get out of the room. Look at it. Anyway. Yeah, if you want to hear more, like, deep philosophical stuff, if that's even what you'd call that, I don't know, I'm just talking about people dying. Maybe I'm overselling it to myself. But, like, I don't know, it's a little different. I usually try to keep things kind of light. This just felt like a slightly different vibe. I'm into it. It's a lot easier for me to pontificate on, because it's not funny. And it's not masquerading as being funny. We just lost a lot of damage, by the way, which is unfortunate. But, I mean, I only have myself to blame. Ah? Ah? Keys? No. Wait, the keys get pooped? Oh my god, the keys get pooped. That's incredible. Ow. I do wish these things would stop landing on my head. Ooh. Dodge, dodge, dodge. This was a really good money-making build. It's a shame we didn't get Petrified Poop until quite late, but overall, this was kind of great. Oh wait, I'm not even hitting him. I'm just stood here. Sorry. I apologize. Let me grab some of this. What? I'm honestly just trying to farm up as much cash as I can right now. Ow. That's mine? If we're lucky, we can just get out of here now. I mean, we can't, but we could. It's nice to think about, at least. It's fun to play pretend. My monologue has completely gone out of the window, but it's just because, like, the gameplay right now is, like, something else. It's like nothing we've ever seen in Greedia. 91 coins at the end of the fight? It's crazy. It's unheard of. Alright. I turned a couple of them into poop. We did not break... We did not hit 99, but we very nearly hit 99. It was kind of huge. Do not break early. I will scream if you break early. I cannot believe it. We had so much money to donate. Look at that. We still have 39 coins left over. I cannot believe you. Oh well. It was a really good run. Somehow, the worst character gave us the best Greedia run we've had so far. I think that's Greedia done on everybody that we have so far. The next mission, I guess, is to unlock someone new and then do Greedia on them. Maybe we could try get the Forgotten. It's kind of a pain, but it'll be interesting, I think. Outside of that, I don't know. I'm gonna not do my spiel again. Just because, just to flex. Thanks for coming. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.